Good morning, grade 12s. We are back with Better at Business and we are continuing with our marketing mix. The second phase of the marketing mix that we're going to be looking at is pricing. So let's have a look at the overview of what we're doing. We've done product. We're now going to look at price. The next episode will be about place, and we will then continue with the rest of that marketing mix. Okay, so they may ask you a question about what are the price considerations that you need to take into account when setting up pricing. They would probably refer that to a retail store. What pricing considerations does Checkers make in order to set up a price? The first consideration is that Checkers needs to be competitive. So they would do a competitive analysis and have a look at all the other stores in the area. What are they charging for that particular product? And then have a look at how are they going to be pricing it. They've got to remain competitive and still make a profit. So they would have certain gross profit percentages that they've got to work towards. So they've got to make sure that they maintain that, because obviously the shareholders are needing money and profits made, but also to become competitive. So the first thing you're going to be doing is making sure that you understand what are my competitors doing and what are they pricing and what promotions do they have at the moment. There's also something that's called snob attitude. Now, snob attitude could influence the consumer to consider the product. So look at Louis Vuitton. If you want to buy something from Louis Vuitton, when you go onto their website, they actually say to you, thank you very much for coming to our website. You need to book an appointment to buy anything from us. Now, with snob value or snob attitude, there comes a little bit of a leniency when it comes to price. You know, think of Woolworths. Woolworths, I would also say, has a little bit of a snob attitude. When you're going into Woolworths, you know you're going to be paying more. However, you also know that the quality is going to be excellent. So how is Checkers brought about snob attitude, or how could they? Well, by introducing Yun. The Yun cooking range. Remember, they've got that Michelin star chef endorsement. They've got the Forest and Forage range, which he has come up with. And they could then sell Yun's stainless steel frying pans and all sorts of kitchenware in their stores to have that snob value. Another consideration that Checkers would have to understand is price sensitivity. There are certain products that are very price sensitive. Nappies. I remember when I worked for Huggies, nappies is a very price sensitive product because it's quite a grudge purchase. You know, it's very expensive and you use it once and you've got to throw it away. So the price sensitivity on that product, we had to always make sure that our pricing was competitive. We could never go too high. Another one that I found was mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, you had to always just kind of keep your pricing quite standard. And our competitors were doing the exact same thing because the consumers were very price sensitive. If you put your price up by R1, you would see a drop in sales because the consumers would say, you know what, that's too expensive. I paid 19 Rand last month. I'm now having to pay 20 Rand. I'm rather going to buy a no-name brand or my competitor. So you've got to take those into consideration when setting prices. Toilet paper is also another one. You know, if your toilet paper is too high, the price sensitivity of that again is that consumers would go to a no-name brand or a competitor. Another consideration is substitute. Remember, a substitute product is not it's not the same product, but a different brand. It's not that. It's a different product satisfying the same need. So have a look there. A substitute product could be simply chicken nuggets. A substitute product could be the vegan chicken style nuggets. It's satisfying the same need, but it is a different product. Cooked chicken at Woolies, and the added convenience to that, or a frozen chicken. substitute product would also look at your shopping in store versus shopping online. Could be a substitute product. Okay. Right, let's have a look at some pricing strategies that you could come up with as a retail store to ensure that you remain competitive. The first strategy is called a market penetration strategy. And basically, it is selling at a lower price to attract new customers. So you're in the market and you're wanting to sell low to ensure that you're attracting new customers. And a lot of the times they would do that on Coca-Cola, on cold drinks. So you know that the Coke at Checkers is going to be cheaper than Pick and Pay. I'm going to go to Checkers, and while I'm there, I'm not just going to buy Coke. While I'm there, I'm going to take a small trolley and then fill it so high and then realize I should have had a bigger trolley. That is a strategy in terms of how they get you in the store. The second strategy that you could do is leader pricing. And that is taking leader products, brands that are the leaders in the market, and bringing and having a competitive price on those particular products, on those leader products. So All Gold tomato sauce is a market leader. Nescafe Classic, market leader. Baby Soft. When you have Baby Soft promotions in store, you bring people into that store because generally it's so expensive that when there is a price decrease, you would make an extra effort to go into that store to buy Baby Soft. So leader pricing is taking the market leaders in various categories and having a competitive price so that you entice people into the store. The next strategy is promotional pricing, and that's exactly that, having a promotion. Remember, it's all going to be put onto a broadsheet. Those papers that you see on the slide there, and they generally deliver it to your postbox, is called a broadsheet, and that is where all your promotional pricing is put on. And I think that they run it weekly. They have a weekly broadsheet of weekly promotions that they run to try and bring you into the store. Another strategy that you could have is called bulk pricing. Macro does that very well, where they say, buy 4 and you can really get the 5th one free, or it brings the unit down so drastically that no other retailer can actually compete. I see that Checkers is trying to do that, but I would, and I think it's a good strategy, especially in today's market where, we really are cash strapped because of Eskom, because of inflation, because of a whole lot of elements, in terms of pestle. We really, really are battling as South Africans. So if Checkers had to come up with more bulk pricing and kind of follow what Macro's doing, I think they could be quite successful. The next kind of pricing is called prestige pricing. And this pricing is when you are putting your price up so high that people think, oh my goodness, this product must be incredible. And it's all about marketing, hey? Because if you have a look at that slide, they are all mugs. They're all mugs and they all serve a purpose to fill your tummy with something warm. They all have the same function. Fine, the design's a little bit different, but they're all the same, literally. So if you look at Checkers, a set of 4 mugs, for 4 mugs is 70 Rand. Woolworths for 4 mugs is 199 Rand. Le Creuset is 299 Rand for 1 mug. But what prestige pricing does, remember we spoke about that snob value, is that when you bring your Le Creuset mug out, you are telling all your friends, look at me, this is the most expensive mug you'll ever drink out of. So there is that strategy with regards to prestige pricing, that you can actually raise your price based on the brand and the brand values and the brand promise that it is actually saying to you. Look at Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton is 30,000 Rand for a handbag. It's a handbag, versus a Woolworths handbag, which is 300 Rand. Again, it's all about the brand, and you can only do prestige pricing if you have that brand value and promise, and you've worked on developing that brand. Right, grade 12s, that is pricing. I wish you all the very best. Have a wonderful day. Bye.